What up, family?
You saying me something?
Nah, I'm talking to the people on the other end of this situation. Yeah. So listen, man. Peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum to everybody that's out there. You know, peace and power to all the good people. Yeah, I'm in town on start. Oh man. Today's episode is going to be a very powerful one. I was talking with Baba Haru. And Baba Haru is a very powerful man. A lot of you all know about Queen Afua, but Baba Haru actually co-wrote, Sacred Woman. And he is also the godfather of the Ankh, right? And most people don't know the Ankh, right? And that Ankh is a very powerful symbol, right? We're going to go deep into, crystallized consciousness. We'll go into Set, Heru, Osiris, Ma'at, Offset. We're going to go deep into, the Kemetic knowledge. It's going to be a really good one. I think something that stuck out to me in the conversation when there was a breakdown about Set and Offset. And these can be looked at as, the symbols of the Cain and Abel, the symbols of the lower and higher. And he was going deep in it, man. And it was powerful because it actually had me looking at myself, right? Like I'm about to go through therapy. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of inner, childhood traumas and shadow work to go through, to flow through, to become a better version of this man that you see today. I hope this is my lowest level. That's my new, that's my strategy of thinking forward. I hope this is my lowest level. I hope that the blessings that I look at right now, I would be angry if that's what my future self had to deal with. This has to be my lowest level. And when we was talking to Baba Haru about this, we was giving a really cold breakdown when he talked about crystallized evil and crystallized consciousness, and the balance of life, the abundance of life is living in that middle part, right? This is the living in that middle part, because when you get down to that part where you're stuck in the mud and you feel nothing but shame, it's the lowest level. Right? Shame, as I was talking to my brother yesterday, Bashir, shame is the lowest frequency to feel, which is why after shame usually comes change, right? When they say a low down, dirty shame, right? When you feel ashamed, you can usually change because there's nowhere to go but up from there. But if you get stuck in the mud of shame, right, then it becomes crystallized, and that becomes your vibration throughout time, and you get stuck there, and all you do is evil. All you do is wrongdoing. All you do is go against self, right? And I prioritize on which book I wanted to put out, because I have 3 working books that I want to drop, and the main one is Self Wars. And Self Wars to me is about the daily battles, right? And finding the spiritual and mental strategies to win the war of life, because life is a war. Right? We sometimes lose the battle. We lose the battle to lust. We lose the battle to envy. We lose the battle to greed. We lose the battle to fear. We lose the battle to procrastination. We lose all these daily battles. You understand me? You ever heard the term that, a soldier lives once, but a coward dies 1,000 times? Right? So when we talking about the self wars, because I believe at this point in life, the world needs more leaders, but we need self leaders. We need people who will guide themselves into battle. We need people who will push themselves to stand up when nobody else is around, right? That's what we need. So the goal of this work, this piece of work that I have coming out, and this high-level conversation today, it's an interview of self, right? Doing all of that, that quote from Rumi. Yesterday I was clever, I wanted to change the world. Today I'm wise, I want to change myself. And I realized that every iteration of growth and development was me changing myself. The greatest thing the greatest thing that I've ever had, I feel like, was the greatest type of attitude you can possibly have in the worst type of situations that you can possibly go through. So I walk out the worst thing with alchemist attitude, like, all right, that's gonna make me better instantly. And it's like, you're crazy. Yeah, if you see a man that loses it all and he smiles afterwards, that man has been blessed with more than everything that he's lost. Because he has this perspective to where he can never lose. Because he chooses to see loss as gain. So therefore, you don't lose in life like that. Right? You can never carry all of this weakness. You stand up and you move and you a general and you execute. Like, man, listen. You can be mad at who I was, but not who I am. That's my philosophy. Forever. Because yesterday, I could have been a fool. Today, I may be a wise man. Because I like to learn. You know what I mean? So, like, when you have the ability to have a high-level attitude towards life, then it changes every situation you go through, right? To where you grow through it, not just go through it. You become a processor. You become a learner. And then what you have to do is go through that next level, right? Which is the deeper processing, the deeper learning, the deeper healing, the deeper understanding. Because some people only do the shallow work. They don't get to the shadow work. So once you can get to that phase, now you find yourself more evolved than the rest of the world. Because I'm going to tell you something about myself. And we're going to go and talk about this today on today's high-level conversation with Baba Haru. But he's going to go deep into the Kemetic sciences and the hieroglyphs and the symbols and the stories of the ancient gods and things of that nature. But I am great at all things that deal with the mind. Right? And self-wars is going to be a great topic on the tour as I perfect this. But I am great at all things dealing with the mind. I am a savant when it comes to the psychic mind, right? But I'm going to tell you something. You see, when you want to grow, you have to look at the things you're weak at and challenge yourself on those, right? Growth don't come from just strengthening your strengths. And this is why mentors are usually good, because they can take a look at you and say, hey, you're weak in this area, fix this, you get better. I don't like this area, you fix that, you get better. They can help you, it's a cheat code. Other than that, you have to go through the long process. But I'm not the greatest at the heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, my mental intelligence it's in different atmospheres and dimensions and multiplanes and multiverses and stuff. But what I'm learning now is the heart intelligence. The heart intelligence is not you thinking your way through everything, but feeling everything at the same time. Because the mind can have you skip lessons to get to a conclusion when the heart needs to go through everything to really give you wisdom. Right? See, you don't develop wisdom until you put your heart in it. You can't develop wisdom through the mind. The mind can think all it wants to, but it's the heart that develops the wisdom. So you can be figuring out, everything in the mind, and you could be thinking logically. And this is how we are as men. We be figuring it out. We come to a conclusion, a point, we want an ending. But it's when we feel it and we understand it and we can process the vibration and we take ourselves through every moment of the lesson. We take ourselves through every second of the lesson. There's so much more growth in understanding things from the heart than there are the mind. Way more. Way more. We have more neurons in the heart, you understand me, than we have in the brain. Like, we have so much even within our gut. And most people, they stuck. They can't follow their gut intelligence, their heart intelligence. All they know is brain intelligence. And about to get to all they got is artificial intelligence. So I used to wonder why in my relationships they would suffer, like family and personal relationships, because I would do everything from the mind. I wouldn't do nothing from the heart all the way. But I would have a good intent in the mind, but the heart wasn't there. So it's like, this is not something I was taught from my pops and my older brother. It's not something I was taught from the men that I was around, because I grew up in the most masculine, gangster, soldier environment you can think of. So I had to develop that aspect of myself on my own, and I'm still developing that. I'm in the infancy stages of learning how to walk and falling down and getting back up and finding the joy of learning how to walk. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, even that, admitting that publicly, at first it was admitting it to myself, and now admitting it publicly is another stage of my growth and development. Because I don't benefit nothing from this, but I know that somebody else that may be at that same level, they may benefit. And I do benefit from the sense of growth, but you know, this is just me being transparent. You know, and this is why I always say I ain't perfect. I ain't nowhere near. I'm a perfectly flawed human being. But I'm also equipped to learn through those flaws and to process, because a great man is one who's constantly learning something new. Let me tell you something. A perfect man is not a great man. You know what I mean? And what I mean by that is that, you know, a person can do nothing and the world can consider them perfect. Why they do nothing? They never get, you know, like the child that never gets in trouble. But that child also never takes any risk. That child is not really being a child. That child is being a slave. Right? That child has all this curiosity and all this energy and it doesn't use it because the child has been indoctrinated. But the one that takes the risk and does all of the great things, they got to make so many mistakes. They exalt themselves into positions, and now accountability, responsibility, pressure, all of these things come on to them. And it's like, hey, you wanted the success. This comes with it. Now you have to be a person that can deal with it. So it's like, all right. But that person has to make the mistakes in order to grow. But you know, we don't always get the grace of making mistakes. We don't always get the grace of making mistakes, because I know people who made mistakes and it got it landed them dead. I know people made mistakes and landed them in jail. I know people mistakes, you know, they did drugs or they failed a business and never was able to get back up from it. But that's why, you know, the perfect one that does nothing wrong, that's not the great child. If you notice, parents usually love the child that gets in the most trouble because they're doing the most things in life a lot of times. Right? So you as an adult, you have to go and get yourself into good trouble. You know what I'm saying? But the difference is you have to be a growth mindset type of person that is not making the same mistakes, but making new mistakes. That's the self-wars. How do I go through and make new mistakes, God? I don't need the same ones, because if I'm doing the same ones, it's just telling me I'm doing the same things wrong over and over and I'm not learning. But if I'm making new mistakes, that means I'm doing something new. And that means if I follow the same strategy and process that I've learned from the old ones, then I'm developing along the path. And by the end of my 10,000 mistakes, I become 10,000 times greater. But a person who never tries anything, who cares? You can't even teach nobody. You can't teach nobody. The person who goes through all the mistakes for the rest of the world, man, they can teach from experience. Like, this is the beauty of, like, when we look at elders and they get to pass down wisdom. But if that elder ain't been through nothing in life, there ain't nothing to pass me down. Bashir, what you talking about, man? You didn't raise me, so that's different. You know what I'm saying? You my bro, you my younger bro, but you ain't raised me, so that's completely different. But when we talking about growth and development, you know, a lot of things have to be, you know, self-governed. You know, and that's why I'm in this mission now, and it's like I've been given great responsibility, accountability, and all these different things, but I'm blood and flesh like everybody else. Only difference is I have a good way of learning. That's it. I just really good at learning. That's my secret. And I have a great attitude on me, and I like fighting the daily wars. I like fighting the self-battles. They excite me. You know what I'm saying? When I was younger, we used to go on missions with the FOI, Monday night missions. We'd be outside. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be days, I ain't gonna tell y'all the details of the mission, but it was real life. You know what I'm saying? Like, to the point where, life or death type situations. And the thrill I got from going on the missions, the thrill I got from holding down a post, the thrill I got, that's what let me, like, I've been a soldier way longer I've been a lover. You know what I'm saying? I've been a soldier way longer than I ever been a lover. So I had to learn to be a lover, but being a soldier always came natural to me. Defying the odds, defying opposition, defying authority, that came natural to me. Speaking from the heart, having empathy of the mind, right? Learning the proper handling of people, adjusting to that social reality, especially in today's landscape. That part, that's new. That's all new. That's all the learning experience. So it's like a soldier may be able to put himself in position, then he get judged because the very thing that was his strength is now a weakness in his new position. A soldier that gets a soldier on the battlefield he's a straight savage. He's murdering, he's killing, he's doing everything, he's winning all the missions. That same soldier may not be a good general, because a general requires a different type of thinking. See, the soldier had all these different tactics he tried. He was maneuvering, he was killing, he was outranking, outflanking, and he was out there doing what he was supposed to do. But when he get put in that general position, now he has to be diplomatic. Now he has to make decisions of wisdom. And so you may not want that person that's a great soldier in that position of a general that has to make decisions to think ahead in the future. So now he needs a completely new skill set in this new position. So it's like, I look at people and I just have the ability to give people grace and understand that that person is human, which is why they do what they do. And that gives me the mirror of saying, well, I'm a human too. So give yourself the grace and the forgiveness to become better, but don't allow yourself to continue to make the same mistakes. Otherwise, they're character and it's not mistakes. You know what I'm talking about? Like, women have the ability to learn better through heart intelligence than men. Y'all just naturally good at that because y'all go through a development of the emotional brain deeper than men do. And so y'all get tapped in for, all of the spirituals, all of the deep, all of the darkness, all the shadow work. You feel me? We be in the crown chakra. This the crown, man. We be in the crown, the throat chakra. I can speak and communicate and thinking, but I don't always loop it here to the heart. Boom, bow. I don't be all up in that. Now I'm learning because this is what's making me better as a person. Like being better as a human being. I ain't talking about no influencer, no thought leader. I ain't talking about none of that. I'm talking about being better as a human being. That's completely different. You know what I'm saying? So most people won't admit their flaws, especially people in leadership position, because it's this whole thing of, I am the exalted, everything is good, being my cult. It's narcissism. I'm not at all. You know what I'm saying? And some part of me never wants to be, in the sense that there's nothing to learn after you perfect. There's nothing to do after it. You know what I'm saying? Nah, it is feminine energy, but it ain't nothing wrong with feminine energy. When a man is in his expressive and he's in his heart and he's in his communication and he's in his all of these realms, that's all feminine. But men and women are masculine and feminine. It just, we lead from the masculine mind. There's nothing wrong with it being feminine. There's nothing wrong with it. It's just, I lead from a masculine position, but you understand from the feminine mindset. You understand from the feminine soul and spirit. There's nothing wrong for the feminine. I rock with the feminine. I am attracted to the feminine. I love feminine. You know what I'm saying? But it's the masculine of who I am. You know what I'm saying? So I just understand that I never had that balance of masculine and feminine. I've always been more masculine my whole life. Right? And I've never been able to relate when I was younger to men who were more feminine. I didn't get it. I'm like, damn, boy, you're always so emotional. Damn, why you always like this? I'm gonna be honest, there's some people, some men be too much in their heart. Like, bro, you need to get up here in your mind. Like, I know that this generation of men are too feminine and need to learn how to lock in a masculine so that they can gain guidance. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. Like, Most people don't have that guidance. They don't have that resilience, that grit, that perseverance. You know what I'm saying? Where you can go through something and you high level learn from it and you continue to move on. Instead, man, they be too stuck in the emotion and the feeling of it. And it's like, damn, boy, relax. You know what I'm saying? Relax. You know you got all this other power you ain't using. So in the 90s, they was telling men, tap into your feminine side. And now, men are only tapped into their feminine side. So, y'all got to learn how to tap into your masculine side, man. That's the new campaign. Them boys be wearing their back outs now, wearing skirts, wearing dresses, wearing fingernails, and the way you justify it is with your feminine side. Because your feminine side is saying, he got money, it's okay. Why do you want to do this? That's all feminine. The masculine is saying, man, get to a point of figuring out who you are and what you are and move from that place. Stand up on something. That's the masculine. Stop allowing society to tell you everything that you are. You're supposed to do things this way and say things this way and act this way. No, the masculine ain't supposed to be ruled by the world. The masculine rule the world. We don't need more feminine men. We need more masculine men at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't. Because when I look at the things that a lot of these feminine men are producing, it ain't worth nothing. The feminine men in history weren't the ones that stood up and changed the world. That wasn't it. Martin Luther King wasn't a feminine man. Marcus Garvey was not a feminine man. They had the expression of the qualities of understanding how to communicate utilizing the feminine expression, but the thoughts and the ideas and the agendas that they had that guided them to be soldiers, that was their masculine position. And today ain't nobody standing up because the boys ain't got no masculinity in them. Man, they soft as a napkin, fold like a paper towel. So it's like, and a lot of it, lack of fathers, lack of mentors, lack of the proper food, lack of environment, the entertainment industry. All these different things play a huge role in it. We had the hyper masculine generation where all they knew was how to be hoorah, crazy, mob, killer, gangster, and we still celebrate that. We still celebrate gangster killer energy all day long, right? And now the opposite is the Lil Wayne kissing baby, and turn that into a generation of young thugs and things of that nature, to where you get the Lil Uzis that's now worshiping Satan on stage for a couple of dollars. Like, you got to see the trend. What happened to God Body, Hip Hop, Harlem 125th, God Nation, 7%ers? I know the mathematics we tapped in, trying to teach you knowledge yourself. That's a completely different vibration. So on one spectrum, it's too polarized. And on the other spectrum, it get too polarized. And that's where the balance is like, no. Be a man and understand. You know what I'm saying? Like, ladies, I know y'all nail appointments probably be taking long because the dudes be getting all the spots. The purses be missing at all of the... and I ain't talking about, just getting the nail polish. You got to get the clear. It's all right. You go do that. Do your, cleanliness is next to godliness. Nothing wrong with that. But y'all getting the colors and stuff. You trying to be cuter than her. Like, relax. Now the purses is missing off the shelves. Yeah, the purse is missing off the shelves because the dude buying one for himself. You know what I'm saying? Then he might get one for you. Then you independent woman, so you go buy yourself. So now they getting 3 times the money over there in the purse shop. They about to take y'all heels next. They coming for that. But it's like the distinguishment gives you more power. To be able to distinguish yourself gives you more power. The fluidity ain't the power. The distinguishment is. I'm a distinguished gentleman. I know who I am. This is who I am. This is how I move. But the era of fashionista confusionist, you understand me? That ain't the power. Yeah, they be taking all the nail polish. You know what? Maybe I should capitalize off this. Maybe I should start selling masculine nail polish. Boy, that boy would make a killing. If I came out with the masculine nail polish, oh, I make a killing. It's just a few colors that I'd be like, fellas, this is how it works. I'd be like, fellas, this the masculine stuff. You know what I'm saying? When you show your nails, you got to show them like this. You got to say, peace, God. And you can only paint the 2 nails like these. Oh, man, I'm telling you, bro. I sell out 1 million plus that day. Listen, I promise you, I sell out. You know what I'm saying? I sell out. It'd be 2 colors right there on these ones. Then all these brothers walking around talking about, peace, God, I got their nails, can't wait to show them off. I ain't doing that though, y'all. Nah, we ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do the world like that. But this is what they do. They get somebody like me, you know what I mean, that build up the esteem and all of that. Then they get you to just switch over all of a sudden. And you're like, God damn, what happened to bruh? I was solid now. Bruh over there tripping. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, because I'm going to be honest, you know, back in the day, the cats had the fanny packs. Fanny packs became corny. Wasn't really seen as feminine. They just became corny. Then you got then you got like the crossbodies. You know what I'm saying? You got a little crossbody. You know, I got the strap right here. You feel me? That's my exaltation. That's different. This is my royalty, right? We wear the sash. You feel me? That's different. But now, I don't get the purses. At first, the rap cats and then was saying, well, we keep the money in the purse. At first, it was a duffel bag. Now it's the purse. You gotta have the Birkin, the Birkin bag, and then they keep the guns in the Birkin. So, you know, it's just some weird stuff. It's just weird stuff. Cause they got gun cases and they got all these things, but I guess maybe that's a way to camouflage. I don't know, man. I can't figure it out. I gotta scratch my head on that one, man. Y'all gotta tell me. I don't get it, man. You know what I'm saying? I don't get it. No, we don't do soy. We don't do soy burgers. You know what I'm saying? No soy boy activities. None of that. You know, but go ahead and, you know, we gotta step it back up. I'm gonna start making things, ladies, only for men. That's it. We're gonna make things only for men. You can get mad. I'm gonna put it on the site only for men, and then it's gonna be on the other part only for women. And I already know what they gonna do. It's gonna be men buying this side, women buying this side, and people will be buying. But I'm a no only, like, I wish they had a blockchain identification where you gotta unlock it like the phone, where you can't buy certain stuff on my site unless you're a man, and the other stuff for women. Y'all be taking it out of pocket. I want stuff just for us, and I want stuff just for y'all. Can we separate it? Because that was high level when everything was separated. That's the women's bathroom. That's the man's bathroom. That was high level. Now, just for men, like the hair stuff. Yeah, we're going to do that.
This is
Nah.
if I stop here on the right.
Yeah. It's solid over here. Listen, I gotta go, y'all. High level conversations coming on. Make sure y'all go watch. Y'all do me a favor today. I want to see an unlimited amount of comments and likes on the video as soon as it drops. Like, I want to see millions of them. Please go crazy on this video. Baba Haru is a legend. Yeah, you good, Chief. That'd be all right. If we in New York and ain't honking, we good.
Have a good day.
You too, Chief. Peace, family.